Hi. 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 Hey. Yo. What's up? Today's Good Friday. Friday, April the 18th. Roughly 10:51 a.m. in the morning, East Coast Standard Time in the United States. It's a beautiful day, y'all. I can't stay on too long. I wanted to pop on and say what's up to everybody because I can only get subscribers doing live and I only get views doing shorts. I don't know. My shorts get thousands and thousands of views. My lives, they only give me like 50. But I'll get 4 or 5 subs from the lives and 0 subs and 0 likes from my shorts. So, that's what's up. I'm waiting for Tom and some of my other boys to hop on, say what's up, because that's how I do. Apparently, only 35% of my viewers are from America, which I think is great. I love the fact that I have people from other countries actually watching me because Americans are tough to deal with, especially right now. I think there's a lot of division in my country and I don't like it. That's why I try to make people laugh because I think people take things too seriously. And you can't be too serious law or else you'll go crazy. We as a people need to learn how to breathe, yo. You know, that's why I say, be thankful you're not Russian. Be thankful you're not Chinese. Be thankful you're not North Korean, bro. Today could be a bad day. Imagine every day waking up and hearing North Korea's what Kim Song Un or whatever his name is, bro. That dude has control of your life. Like, seriously, that dude has no limits to what he can do. He can have you fucking murdered in the drop of a hat, dude. Be thankful you were born in a democratic country. Because, like I said, like imagine living in like you were born in 1923. Okay, let's just play a game real quick. So you're growing up and you're hearing about the Great War, all these people who were murdered and the Great War and all this, right? And then afterwards, it's a Great Depression all over the world, right? And people are fucking starving to death, and fucking countries, governments are falling apart, and fucking fascism is on the rise. And thank you, Treasure. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you're up to. But imagine, right? And then you turn 25 and or you turn like 18, 19, and now you grew up somewhere where you never seen a plane. Thank you. You never seen a train, a plane, or maybe even an automobile. And now you're going across the country because Pearl Harbor happened, and because you're an American, you want to do your part, and you sign up for the Navy or another Army, Marines, something, and you get sent to the Pacific, right? And you never even seen a train, but you're on, and you're going through all these different territories. Like my grandfather said, he smoked pot in Texas when he was in the war, before he went to war. He smoked weed in Texas. He said it was awesome. Said him and a bunch of Mexican guys got really high and it was really fun. So, but like, and then you go over there to World War II and you're fighting people who literally are fucking torturing the shit out of you if you surrender. That's the Japanese. I don't have a favorite dream car. If anything, I would like uh, a tank because you can get a lot of attention paid to you if you have a tank. You know, like people would be less aggressive if you could point a 120 millimeter cannon at them. They'd be like, maybe I should slow down some around this guy. I don't like his attitude. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you're doing. But like I said, today is Good Friday. I don't want to dwell on negativity. Today is the day that Jesus died on the cross, if that's what you believe. He died on the cross for our sins. And, we're supposed to not eat meat and be joyous and thankful for our lives. I'm smoking doobies. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm smoking doobies. Let me know if you're doing the same. Um, but yeah, I think that people aren't as thankful as they should be. That's all I'm saying. I think that we should be more caring as people and less nosiness. I think the problem is because people worry too much about what other people are doing. You know what I mean? Like, people worry too much about what other people are doing, and that shit's old. I don't give a fuck what people do behind their closed doors. You know that I don't care what religion that you want to believe. You know, it doesn't matter to me. The thing that matters is that you have the ability to believe in what you want. That's that's what makes America great. It's not the fact that you pay attention to one person and how they do everything. It's the fact that you get to make your own decisions, right? You get to make your own decisions here in America. And that's kind of my point what I was talking about with like growing up in the 20s and because and you didn't have a choice, like you didn't. You were just thrown into the mix. And like I said, people who never even seen like planes or trains are now on them. They're on massive battleships fucking fighting in the middle of the Pacific. They're in airplanes fucking bombing fucking Japanese islands with fucking, you know, the thousands of fucking guns shooting at them. Like this day and age, war could be so catastrophic that we don't even think about it. Like Russia really is playing a dangerous game. You know what I mean? And the problem with Russia is that they got Putin. And that's no good. You can't have dictators anymore. They don't work. They're for themselves, like Kim Jong Il or whatever his name is. Dude, that dude is such an embarrassment. He is a fat ignoramus, dude. And he has total control of that country. There ain't no fucking way you can do anything in North Korea, bro. That place is fucking on lockdown. And people actually go on vacation there? What is wrong with people, bro? Like, I get going to a vacation to Russia or China when we were peaceful with them. Like those countries have impressive fucking things inside of them. The Chinese are actually some of the smartest people throughout all of history. They always had a lead and they always had more people, but they don't always do the right thing. And they often fight amongst themselves. And that's the worst thing about it. And then, like I said, all these economies around the world, they don't want to deal with the dictator because, dictators do what the fuck they want. They don't have any repercussions. Like, it's just fucked up that dictators can get away with what they want. And I don't like that shit, man. I think that as Americans, we should stand up for American ideals. You know, like I think that we should promote freedom. I think we should support Ukraine. You know, like I watch every day Ukrainians fighting for their country, and I'm fucking proud of them dudes, man. I I wish I was young enough to go over there and fight for them because I would. My whole life, I grew up hating Russia. Does anybody remember growing up in America during the Cold War? Like, is anybody in this room particularly fond of Russia? Like, not necessarily against the people, but the leaders, like Putin. Fuck that dude, man. He's got that big ass country, and all he does is sell oil and play gangster. Like, the only reason why Russia's economy hasn't fallen apart is because Putin put so many fucking billions away, he can literally support his country for the next 3 or 4 years himself. He kept that much money. That's how much money he stole from fucking Russia. He could actually run the economy effective with his own money. Now, why do people put up with that shit, man? Like, it's a fact during the Cold War, the reason why Russians didn't trust Americans is because American congressmen and government officials typically didn't take bribes. That's why the Russians didn't like the Americans, because the Americans would show the Russian stealing and making profits for themselves, and the Americans wouldn't do that. They would, well, for the most part, you want to call the 80s with Reagan's fucking Iran Contra, that illegal shit. But anyway, again, I'm not trying to get into anything. And besides, like I said, I'm an independent, so I'm not affiliated. I'm not represented by either parties. The Republicans are too extreme, and the Democrats are led by uh, A-list know-it-alls that think they run the country, like George Clooney. Like, if Trump cuts Social Security, I want George Clooney and his fucking A-list buddies to put the money back into it themselves, because we had a primary and they could have ran anybody they wanted against Joe Biden, and they didn't. And then after the primary, when we all voted, they took out the guy we voted for and replaced him with a person that wasn't qualified to be there. I mean, I feel like I did the right thing voting. I don't like talking about how I vote, but I feel like I did the right thing because I have 3 daughters, and it's important to me that my daughters have more freedoms than my mother. I don't want my daughters to grow up in a world where they have less freedoms than their grandmother. You know, I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep going forward. And I think the best way to do that is to mind your own fucking business, right? And do what you're supposed to, right? And I think that's what a lot of people in America aren't doing right now, you know? And it isn't just this current person that's in the White House. I think this goes back decades, like decades since Eisenhower, almost 100 years, 75 years. Once America won the war, they kind of want fascist on the world by building 63,000 nuclear bombs. 63,000 nuclear bombs America made between the 50s and the end of the 1960s. How many targets are there that you need 63,000 nuclear weapons, dude? For real. Well, what the fuck? 63,000? Are you gonna fucking nuke independent people? Like, what the fuck do you need 63,000? Why would you need 63,000 nuclear weapons? It doesn't make sense, right? So, I think it's a shame what's happening to America. I think we could be a better country. I think that when the World War II era veterans died, that was the death of cooperation, because I believe that those men and women of that generation could easily talk to one another even though they were perfect strangers. And we don't do that. You know, I go online and I do this, but nobody's like, people talk to me, yeah, but nobody's like back and forth and with me. You know what I mean? Nobody likes or shares or comments and says, you know, this is important stuff. You know, this is an important conversation that we all should be thinking about every day. You know, like, I don't believe in Jehovah's Witnesses, but one of the things that I like that they do is they treat every day like it's Christmas. You know what I mean? Every day's a blessing, essentially. And I like that. I like to think that every day is a blessing. And we're all here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. We have a purpose. Maybe it's for you to like, share, subscribe, comment. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But we should be more in depth, more communicative with each other. And it's important for us to get off our chest what the problem is, you know? When you hold that shit in, it drives you crazy, man. And I know what it's like. You know, 8 years ago, I was a drug addict. I was addicted to heroin, and I was worthless. I was working, but, you know, how good can you work when you're addicted to heroin? You know what I mean? I had 2 kids, a wife. I lived in an apartment. I was making decent money, but I just felt like I was wasting, wasting. My life was wasting. I was being turned into something that I didn't like, and the only way I could combat it to make myself feel better was with drugs. And it wasn't purposeful. I got addicted to, cornbread. What's up, buddy? I'm deep, bro. Today I'm deep, cornbread. I'm talking about some real shit. Drinking out my SpongeBob coffee cup. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all doing today. Like I say, Good Friday. I got this doobie here burning up. I'm talking some fucking crazy philosophical deepness because of my stonedness. And I want people to love each other, man. You know? I wish that I wish that we could all I wish we could all just wake up. You know what I mean, cornbread? I wish we could all just wake up this lovely morning. Yeah! You're my man, cornbread. I got like 7 or 8 people that typically come into my room. And that's why I try to stay on for at least like a half hour just so I can say hi to them all. And yesterday, cornbread came on, or the other day, and he was like, "That's what's up." And he liked and shared. Oh, I meant to ask you guys. I don't know if you've been watching my shorts, but I've been doing that character Helios, the sun. Yeah, dude, but I was doing Helios, and he sees and hears everything while he's out and about, and he talks, and he talks like this, and he knows everything. Do you think this is a character I should keep doing? What I was thinking about though was like a green screen and just have my face put into the sun. So like it's the sun around my head and I'm the face. Like, I heard Poseidon is screwing squids. Don't ask me, it's just what I saw. So I've been working on that. I don't know. I like doing characters, at least I used to. I used to come up with some. I thought my favorite character that I came up with was Harry Powers. or Austin Potters. It's a mix between uh, uh, Austin Powers and Harry Potter. I like Patronus, baby, yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I couldn't come up with any good lines or anything. I need some people to help me write or something. I don't know. But yeah, I always try to come up with some fun characters, man. My one thing. Oh, you do voices too, bro? Oh, it's so fun. And you know what I was told? So I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which, by the way, if you have an opportunity to, don't, because they're not going to fucking help you. All they do is steal your money. They look right into your eyes and tell you lies and take your check and cash it. And that's what they do. So don't ever go to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting ever. Ever. You're better off just doing what I'm doing. Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite. And Forrest Gump and Carl off the Sling Blade. Yep. Cornbread and taters. Yep. Oh, dude. I fucking love Napoleon Dynamite, man. He's still one of my fucking favorite characters of all time, man. If I ever have a movie, if I ever make a movie, dude, there's going to be a scene where Napoleon Dynamite and his brother from the movie are there. Tater tots. Dude, it is so funny when he fucking kicks his pocket. Napoleon, give him some tots. No, get your own. He fucking kicks his pocket. Oh my god, dude. It's such a great movie. The fucking uncle's like, you see them mountains over there? I could throw this football over. Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty stoned up. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you all are feeling today, man. I hope I can put a smile on your face. That's what I'm all about. I try to keep things light. Don't try to go too heavy with the chatter, but definitely don't take yourself as serious as you do. You know, it's good to laugh at yourself. You know, to be able to sit back and realize how you are can be one of the best therapies ever. You know, like for instance, I have the funny situation of getting angry. Like that's my immediate reaction to most things is anger, and that can be manipulated. So my brother, who is very similar to I, except for 7 years older than me, he gets hot. You know what I mean? So if you fuck with him, he is going to get pissed, and you can manipulate that. So one day, what we did was, is he was outside working on a car, and we knew the first thing he was going to do when he came inside was turn on the faucet and wash his hands, just like any normal person would when they're working on a vehicle. So we took a rubber band and wrapped it around the sprayer, right? So that way, when you turn on the water, the fucking, instead of coming out of the faucet, it sprays. So he came in and he turned on the fucking water, and here it sprays all over him. He turns it off. God, you fucking idiot fucking bastards. Why the fuck would you fuck with me? He's all mad and shit, right? So after 5 minutes of continually yelling at us and we're just standing there laughing, the poor bastard turned around and turned the faucet back on. Instantly fucking spraying himself again. And at that point, he didn't get angry anymore. He turned around and looked at us and just started fucking laughing because he realized we were getting him so fucking mad he couldn't think straight. Just blind rage, dude. Yup. Basically act like the effect was high. Yup. Yup. And that's how you do it. You know, it's easy to expose uh, people that you're familiar with. And I don't think you should expose personal or anything like that. But attitude or emotion, you can mess with that type of reaction a little bit. Now, I would watch out who you do it to because some motherfuckers shoot before laughing. But, for the most part, people understand that you're just joking. And that's important. That we don't lose our humor. And I think that's a lot of, like, uh, I get amazed at how mad people get about trans people. Dude, think about this for 1 second, right? Think about this just for 1 second. Imagine if everything in your life improved 500% because you put on female underwear. I wish I could do something like that to make myself 500% happier. Wouldn't you? You know, it's not drugs. You're not hurting yourself or anybody. You put on silky panties and you feel better. I wish it was that easy for me to be able to find my own source of happiness, and you know what I mean? I actually congratulate those people because they found something that makes them happy. And that's hard to do in this world, man. People stumble around blind, reaching. That's what life feels like to most people. I would love to. I would love to try. My whole deal, I thought that my entire life was to build up to do something good for people. I don't think I'm Jesus. I don't think I'm Patton. I don't think I'm a president or anything. I'm just a guy. But, regular people can help change the world too. And I don't mean to fix everything myself. Oh, I sing all the time, dude. I'm a singing fucking fool. Because that makes me happy. I like singing. I wish I could play music. I never played an instrument. I should. Like, I enjoy Steve Martin because he has a little ukulele. And he's just sitting there fucking jamming away. And he's like, oh, I like to look professional while I do this. And he puts an arrow. It's just fucking hilarious. The Jerk. Great movie. The Jerk. He calls the dog shithead. Where you at, cornbread? Where do you live? Again, you don't have to tell me personal address, just area. I don't ever want anything, personal. Florida. I should have known. You're total Florida ease. I used to live in Tampa. Well, St. Pete, Tampa area. I used to work in yachts down there. Yeah, we were on the bay near Tarpon Springs. We used to go to Port St. Lucie too. But yeah, it was the Phillies did their spring training there. That's why I moved down there for a couple of years. And my sister lived there. So, Sarth, I'm Frank. I'm your best friend ever. Here's a handshake. We never met, but we're always best friends. I'm from South Jersey, right? Not not that North Jersey fucking New York bullshit. Not that fucking dumb shit. I'm a real person. If anything, I think New Jersey should be two separate states. The South should be Pennsylvania. The North should be fucking New York. Fuck New York and all their fucking shit. I hate New York. Fuck them. But I love New York and I would love to live there. And I just don't like the sport teams. Fuck the Yankees. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I try to keep things light, Sarth. I try to tell jokes. Try to make you feel better. I'm all about the positive mental attitude, my friend. And we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it today. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Yup. Oh, it's a rarity, man. Good parents. Yeah, I had a tough time growing up. My mom and dad divorced when I was like 10 years old. So home life wasn't stable. You know what I mean? Thank you. I tried it. Like I said, I hope you feel the emotion and the passion that I speak with, because I try, literally try, to make everybody positive, because I'm sick of this fucking hokey dokey fucking everybody gotta own everybody, you know, everybody trying to own each. Fuck that shit. Whatever happened to being people? You know, whatever happened? Like we used to go out to places and do things together as people. Movies, drive-ins, going out to dinners, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll look you up, bro. Absolutely, absolutely, cornbread. Well, like I said, I love to collaborate. If you guys like cornbread, you have something on your channel or something, I'll promote you. I don't have a lot. I nearly got 1,400 subs. That's not anything to write home to mom about, but it's an accomplishment in itself. You know, it's the best I can do. You know, I'm a disabled veteran. I'm technically retired. I'm 43 years old. So thank you. I love the hearts, bro. That's my favorite thing. The hearts and the thumbs up. I like that shit. That gives me hope that I'm actually reaching people, even if it takes one person at a time, dude. Sarth, cornbread, you guys see how it is. Anybody who happens to walk into this channel, they see. I'm not being anything that I'm not. You know, like I'm not being a character. I'm not. I'm not pretending. Just talking truth. You know, and that's all I try to do. LeBron, what's up? There. You know when I realized I was old? Can I tell you guys a story? This is when I realized I was old. Yeah, yeah, I'm out. No, I don't have guns. I don't keep them. I'm too temperamental. I'll use them. So I keep that. I don't keep them. Um, shit. I just forgot what I was gonna. Fuck. It's alright. I'll remember it. I do like guns. Don't get me wrong. I like shooting weapons, but I don't own them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. Because really, why should I worry? You know what I mean? Like, why would somebody target me? I have very little. Nice. I like it when people do that, where they do like a flip, like a mirror, you know what I mean? Type of flip flop with conversation to themselves. I do that shit. Like I said with the Helios character, you know what I mean? Oh, yes. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. So the day I realized I was old, I grew up loving Gwen Stefani. I fucking loved her, dude. No doubt. They were like right down my alley. Like, I was 17, 16. They were like hippity hoppity teenage type of band. So I guess I was like 27, 28, something like that. And I heard that song come out where it was like, I ain't no holler back girl. And at that exact moment, I was like, what is this rigmarole? And I ain't never thought of the word rigmarole in my entire life. But that's when I realized I was old, right then and there. Because I heard this shit is bananas, Bananas. That shit ruined me. I was instantly got gray up here too. Like, started lurching forward. It was a terrible, terrible time. LeBron, hi. So, LeBron, let me ask you something. Are you better than MJ? Are you better than MJ, LeBron? Michael Jordan? Now, here's something you might not know. Did you know Michael Jordan's father was murdered? He was. They say it was because of his gambling, but I couldn't imagine. Yeah, he would. He would. MJ would fucking destroy LeBron. He would destroy him. And it's not even close. Look, Michael Jordan was such a competitor. That's why I loved growing up in the 80s. Like, say what you will, but in the 80s, bro, we had fucking heroes. Like, for real. We had fucking heroes who were like so big, so, so dominating. Like Michael Jordan, dude. Fucking guy was everywhere. Dude, he was beyond good, bro. This is what would happen. You would watch Chicago in the playoffs, right? And they would go up against Detroit or the Celtics or all these teams that had really, really good teams. I mean, good fucking teams. And then there was Michael Jordan, right? And you knew as long as the game was you know, 2, 3, 5 points close, Michael Jordan was going to get the ball and he was going to fucking make the most important shots ever. And when I say 9 times out of 10, he made that shot, he fucking made that shot, dude. Like, I watched every single game-winning shot that Michael Jordan had, and I swear it was at least 10 in playoff games. And I'm not even talking about I mean big, big fucking games, like Game 5. Dude, when he beat Utah, I loved Karl Malone and John Stockton. I loved them too. I thought they were awesome. And he got that ball and nailed that three-pointer in Game 6, I think it was, or Game 5. Dude, I put a dagger right in my heart because fucking Jordan did it again. It was like the 6th or 7th time. And that's what a hero is. You know what I mean? And we had so many heroes. Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Bo Jackson. Yeah, that dude, Bo Jackson, fucking changed the world, bro. He made it so people like Deion were acceptable. Like, nobody would have put up with Deion Sanders' shit if Bo Jackson hadn't came along. Because Bo Jackson was a fucking monster, dude. That dude was a monster. He was like 240 pounds and ran like a 4.3 40, dude. Imagine that. Dude, 6 foot, 2 or something probably. 240 pounds of pure fucking speed, bro. Like, how do you stop that? That was the 80s. That was the 80s, bro. Like the miracle in the Olympics, that Olympic hockey team. Most craziest food you ever eaten in the world. I ate the world's hottest chili. Ooh! And Chandler was on a bed for 3 days. Yeah, I don't do too hot, bro. The craziest thing I've ever eaten. Let me think for a moment. I've had frog. Frog was wild. Trying to think. We used to have a FS1. That was like the chefs in the military, and he was from Louisiana. And he used to get frogs, and I think he used to get gator. They were the two things that he like absolutely loved. And he wouldn't get pork roll or scrapple, which if you're not from the Northeast, you might not even know what they are, but they're a wild food as well. Scrapple is fucking delicious, and it's made out of like snout and hoof ass. Like it's just the worst parts just thrown together and grinded up, but it's fucking delicious. You have to cut it real thin, make it super crispy, and it's creamy in the middle. It's pretty good. It's a solid food. Solid. And pork roll, I call it circle bacon for my kids. It's essentially just Canadian bacon, but it has like a bit more pungent, like I don't know, you can kind of tell it's like aged or something with it. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Look, if you want to see a wild fucking recipe, you look up scrapple after you're done here. You'll be like, ugh. Why would people eat that? Because we can, and it's good. It's good for you. Everybody loves snout. Everybody needs a little hoof in them. That's how you get around. We all need some hoof. How else would we move? Well, yeah, it's getting time that I almost have to leave, guys. I got about 10 more minutes. I'm going to chill out. And then I'm going to hop off. I'll check out Cornbread. It's a youngster. Yeah. Let me specify. There isn't a type of music I don't like. Okay? There isn't. I like every single type of music. There isn't anything I can't listen to. But the one thing is I won't take anymore, which changed, is the anger. I don't like listening to angry things anymore. When I was growing up, like System of a Down, Korn, Limp Bizkit, you know what I mean? All these bands, they were fucking hard. You know what I mean? Like dun 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 dun. Go, like that shit was bad, bro. And like when we were growing up in the 90s, we wanted to be in the 60s. So we all kind of agreed between us teenagers that we were all children of love party. And one thing that we all really agreed on was rage. We had a lot of he is blowing up in the West. I'll check it out. Is he on YouTube? As long as he's there, I'll watch it. And one thing I do is I love to learn. I watch history all the time. I like to learn about other religions. I like to pull from other cultures to see what and what won't work in my life. Like, I may not be a Buddhist, but there's definitely things that I agree with about Buddhism. You know, I'm not a Shintoist, but there are things about Shintoism that I respect. Okay. Yeah, I'll check them out. And on mankind. And you mankind. And you mankind. Okay, I see. But yeah, it's like with my oldest daughter, music's important. Like letting her listen to Elvis and Frank Sinatra. can't remember his name, but he was a Hawaiian guy, and he was a real big, like a real big guy, and he sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." If you've ever heard that song, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, seriously, look it up. He's this big ass Hawaiian guy, and he fucking has the most beautiful singing voice I've ever heard. And like, if you want to know my opinion on music, like Sublime, Bradley, um, Chris Cornell, like I think he's one of the better singers. Was one of the better singers. You know, like somebody who could just always nail. Like I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers live, and they sucked. I'm not gonna lie. The Red Hot Chili Peppers fucking stink. And it wasn't the music. It was Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer. He just either he was high or he just wasn't into it. Interested in blues? I'm getting into it. You know, I mean, old blues. Yeah, it's see what happens with that shit is we have a college radio station right here, and it's surprisingly good because the radio station actually plays a lot of music. Um, they do a lot, like every hour is a different type of like music genre, and they have a specific blues hour that my friend and I'll get stoned to and listen to. Like, yeah, dude, it's what's amazing about music to me is understanding the verbiage, like really listening to what you're hearing, what they're saying. And when you can feel that through the song, it doesn't matter what type of song it is, classical, rock and roll, rap, it doesn't matter because you got that hook, catch. All music has it. That's why good music never goes away. Mozart will never go away. Beethoven will never go away. That's the beauty. They're never gonna leave. And here is something fucking you guys. I'll tell you before I'll make this my last story. Honest to God, this is a true fucking story. And if I'm lying 1 ounce, you are able to call me a liar and unsubscribe immediately. So, Mozart was a musical prodigy. And they say that when you're a prodigy, typically what happens is you peak at a very young age. Meaning, you're going to be the person who you are for the rest of your life by like 10, 11, let's just say. Okay? So you're not ever going to mentally mature past an 8-year-old or an 11-year-old, but you're going to be way smarter than them, obviously, because you have the brilliance. So Mozart was such a prodigy that they said that he was about 11 years old. And Mozart wrote songs about licking assholes and farting in people's faces and pissing on people. Mozart wrote songs that are sang today by legitimate opera singers dressed up in opera attire that sing songs about licking assholes that Mozart wrote. And that's God's honest truth. So I want you all to know, one of the best musicians that ever lived had an obsession about licking assholes and farting and all this gross stuff. That's who Mozart was. I don't know. But I'll see you guys. Cornbread, Sarth. Thank you for coming by, you guys. You're the best. I'll check yous out. All right. And yeah, keep on keeping on, bro. Send me a message if you need anything. You're one of a kind, percent individual. Me. Let me start just man. Yeah. But I don't try to hide who I am, bro. That's the one thing you're gonna realize about me real quick. You know, I admire most people, but then again, I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. That shit don't hurt my feelings. You call me a shit-eating porcupine, I don't give a fuck. I've been called worse. You know, I went through boot camp, man. Them guys told me they didn't know they stack shit 6 foot 3 feet high. Can't hurt my feelings. All right, you all. I love yous. I'll see you again. Bye.